Hey there, my name is Nick. I'm a chess and poker enthusiast from New York, and this is my PokerStars Platinum Pass chess poker submission. The name of my game is called Boost Chess, and it's very simple and easy to play. What you need to play is you need a standard chess set. You need some poker chips. Anytime will do. These are drugstore brand. Of course, you need a chess clock. And you need the boost cards. I put a link to the PDF in the description where you can print them out. I've actually laminated mine, but you don't have to do that. So the rules are pretty simple. You start your game as a normal chess. Each player starts out with 5 chips, 5 poker chips, and each player antes 1 chip into the middle at the start of each game. Now, as either player builds an advantage in the game, they may wish to raise the pot or increase the pot. And it is a limit game. You can only bet 1 chip at a time. So if you have an advantage, you may want to bet 1 chip at the start of your turn. Your opponent has 3 choices. He can either fold, meaning he will resign the game, and the aggressor collects the pot, and you start the next game. He can call the bet, and as a bonus for calling, he'll receive 1 boost card. Now, the boost cards will start out, they're shuffled and placed face down on one side of the board. Most of the cards give you a one-time special power of your piece that you can use. So, for example, we got the Super Rook, which allows you to jump over pieces. You can use this one time. But then we have some other interesting cards. We have the Power of Veto, where you can force your opponent to take back his move and move a different piece. And we have the Draw Odds card, which allows you to claim a win, even if the game ends up in a draw. And there's a lot of other interesting cards as well. Put a link to the PDF in the description of the video. The third option that your opponent has is you can choose to beaver the bet, which essentially means you can raise the pot by 1 chip, and he can also collect a card. So as you collect cards, they need to be placed face up beside the player that holds the cards. You can only use 1 card per turn, and you have to announce it at the beginning of your move when you choose to use your card. If you do run out of cards, you simply shuffle the discard pile and place them face down again. Only 1 player can have cards at a time. So if the player who has the boost cards builds an advantage and wishes to raise the pot again, then rather than the other player taking a card, the player with cards will actually lose a card. And the objective, of course, is to win all of your opponent's chips, just like in poker. And just a couple notes on strategy. So if you're a backgammon player, you might recognize a little bit of the strategy. As you start to build an advantage in backgammon, you might be tempted to throw the cube. So throwing the cube has the advantage that it will either force your opponent to resign or accept a higher stake. But the downside is that possession of the cube is very valuable in backgammon, and your opponent will get that advantage. So the same as strategy is somewhat true here. As your opponent, if you decide to raise the bet, your opponent will be forced to call the bet or resign, but then he'll get a boost card as added compensation. So you have to find that sweet spot between, not raising too early or too late. Otherwise, it's a very simple, easy game to play. Leave a comment below, and I will see you in the Bahamas. Thanks for watching.